Good evening, SBC. Good evening, SBCC. And good evening, BSL. And good evening to all points, roundabout, in between, up and down, sideways. Welcome to the November 9th, 2021 edition of SBC Tuesday Talk. I am your host excuse me, head cook, Mr. Michael Walker. Glad to have y'all with us here tonight. Oh, it's already starting off bad. Oh boy. Yep. It's already starting off bad. Glad to have all y'all with us tonight. Glad to have you here. And let's start with these salutations. We got a full house tonight. It seemed like it. Good gracious, yeah. Yeah, we got Michael McKeever. Glad to have you here, brother. Marcus Wilbanks. Good to have you here. Sasha Dozier. I'm waiting for you to show up on this show. We're glad to have you here. Who else we have? Irene PK Warren. Glad to have you here. Charlene, how you doing? That's good. D Giles. Nice, always good to have you here. Evangelist Madison. Glad to have you here. Jewel Caston Mendoza. Glad to have you here again. We have Jelly. Always good to see you. Teresa Jones, how you doing? Keith Bailey, I think this is your first time here. Well, we glad to have you here, brother. Sherry, glad to have you here. I hope you have your cane with you tonight. We'll talk about that at the after party. She know what I'm talking about. Kathleen Graves, glad to have you here all the way from Arizona. We got a lot of folks. Michelle Williams, good evening to you. Tracy Phillips, how long time no see, definitely. Kirsten already speaking to us. Glad to have you here. Tala Parham, hey. Bonnie Pettis, Karen Minto, good to see you. Erica Scott Princess, how you doing? Theodora, nice to have you here. Tawanda, nice to have you here. We're definitely glad to have you here. You asked about how you can watch this. I'm definitely glad. Let me see who else. We got a bunch. Disha, how you doing? Tiffany, great. Pamela Harrison Bailey, yes. Okay, pretty much. It's safe to say, let me get her. Lady Ty Smith, good to see you. And Trina Robinson, Karen Young. Okay, Bob, we got a bunch of folks in here tonight. Well, you hear that giggling, so something going on though. Well, know what? Let us start off though. As you saw in the placard in the advertisement and in the blog I did yesterday, dating in general is going through some changes. And then let's look at it from a Christian perspective though. Dating is strange. You know, back in the day, I don't know. We would say people knew how to date. Maybe not though. We made mistakes. I know I made mistakes in my dating life back in my 20s and 30s and 40s and all that. I'm 50, so 52. But people nowadays, they don't seem like they know how to date, or they don't even know how to maintain a relationship. Okay. And it's things that, you know, the older generation, we might take it for granted, things that are common sense. But then again, I'm not going to blame all the millennials and Generation Y because some of us old birds don't know the common sense about dating and maintaining a relationship. So we're going to try to discuss this tonight and see what kind of answers we can come up with. And we got two good evangelists here with us tonight. They can exegete some knowledge with us. So without further ado, uh, here we go. We got Tamara Biles, excuse me, from Arkansas. And we got the chief evangelist from Sacramento, California, the Golden State, Kirsten Thompson. How y'all doing? How y'all ladies doing this evening?
Good, good.
That's good.
Doing good.
So, so what has happened with dating? What is it? I mean, things that we took for granted, things that we thought was common sense, uh, etiquette, manners, making yourself look good. Uh, I hate to even go this route. Hygiene, hey, hygiene, you know, uh, being financially stable. I mean, what is it? Where has people dated, where has it gone to the dogs? Help me out here.
He said the dogs.
Yeah, well, oh, go ahead, Kirsten.
um, I first believe that uh, I believe there's truly a disconnect of what was and what is. Um, I noticed especially with running into, because I talk to women as well as men, running into men and women who have, number one, been married before
Mm-hmm.
is a big problem
Mm-hmm.
because they've been hurt, so they no longer want to be hurt again. So then we get this big list of the do's and the don'ts. Um, we find I have seen that uh we because I will include myself too. We find ourselves in a category of um he's he for me he's not tall enough, or
Mm-hmm.
he's not professional looking enough, or he's not articulate enough, or he's not whatever the situation may be. uh,
Mm-hmm.
and then of course in the men's perspective, as far as I'm concerned, I'm not skinny enough.
Mm.
um, I'm not light skinned enough. I'm not dark enough. There's always a situation that comes up that someone may find why the next person isn't quite what they're looking for. Um, I truly believe beyond a shadow of a doubt, um, and I'm well, I'm always straight up front anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Having sexual encounters carries a spirit,
Mm.
and so that spirit that you're still carrying because you haven't been released from that spirit will will go over into every relationship thereafter. And so if it's not exactly, if she don't smell the way the other woman used to smell, or if she not shaped like she was shaped, if she ain't the color, if she doesn't say something or speak something, or moves the way the other person moves, you haven't been released from that spirit.
Mm.
You just haven't been released from that spirit. So that's when your brokenness is showing. um your hurt is showing. So until you get released from all of that situation that you were in previously, that previous relationship, that previous sexual encounter, that previous, and I'm gonna say, I know that this is a Christian atmosphere, but y'all ain't always been Christian. Praise God, hallelujah, amen.
Amen.
I'll pass the plate
Amen.
later. I'm just saying. So we have a tendency to hold on to what used to be and look for that same category. We have that he has to look a certain way on our forehead. And until you can get that off your forehead, you are staying in the same place. So yes, dating becomes
To look a certain way on
difficult.
our forehead. And into
I don't know what happened to that. Uh, so I think that I was laughing. I was laughing when I seen the other day. Do we need training in dating? I don't think we necessarily need training in dating. I think we do need to um take off the list, erase the list, and redo the list of the things that you're basically looking for or seeking after. I'm not saying put down your standards. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying be more productive with the list that you have. You just being honest, be more productive with the list that you have. Is he a little bit shorter than me? I'm 5'9", so there are a lot of men that are shorter than me that approach me, some for the wrong reason and some for the right reason. I mean, I'm just being honest. So if I turned him down and then I sit back and I think about, maybe I shouldn't have turned him down. Maybe he should. Maybe he was. Maybe Do you ever find yourself in that situation where you question, maybe I shouldn't have, or maybe I should have, things like that. I'm going to stop. I'm going to stop now. But those are the things that I think about. Those are the things that I deal with. Currently, I'm single because I want to be single. I'm
Hmm.
not out there. I'm not, out throwing myself out there because I could. And I just at this point in at this point in my life, I'm like, okay, I just want to just deal with me. It's
Hmm.
I done got used to being in my house by myself with my peace. It is the way it is. I have my sister come. She came from out of town and she stayed with me for 2 days. I had to tiptoe in my own house, and it was like, Lord, if you had a man up in here, I was like, you got to change your whole, curriculums and everything. So, are you really ready for all of that? So I'm done for now.
Angela Madison says this: the church defined for many how to date, and even if it was okay to date, much of the instructions was not balanced, and it kept people in the dark as well as apart from one another. Yeah, and D. Giles, men and women not having enough respect for self and wanting microwave love. Mm.
Yes, deed. Go
That's a
ahead.
good one.
That is the that. And can I expound on
Yes,
that one?
please do. Please do.
D, I am D, Miss Giles. I
Yeah.
am glad you said that. You're always a voice of reason. So to see you say that it's that's the truth, because this microwave love is right now, right now, right now. Nobody wants to try to take the time to get to know
One
people.
another.
It's all
Mhm.
about what I want right now. So for
Mhm.
a man to say, I don't want that right now, or a woman to say, I don't want that right now, there's an issue, and it should not be, because at this point in our lives, we should be comfortable enough with ourselves to know, and even if I'm by myself, I'm okay being by myself because I love me.
Right.
So me being with me is good. So when you think about the microwave, the quickness, like we see the post, a man can take 2 to 4, 2 to 6 months to know. No, you don't even know people that you've probably known forever. You
Hmm.
know, you can't say, well, I would have never thought he or she would do that. But you've been knowing this person 20, 30 years, you know. So that's the person you know. So when we think about how we do everything quick, well, how things are expected to be done quickly, that's an issue. It's problematic. And then another thing, when you're dealing with the microwave matter, you're also you can do that because you feel like you're entitled to. Okay. So I'm a woman, and I'll say, from my vantage point, women feel that they're entitled to a man, and a man is supposed to do this, and this just because they are a woman. That, to me, that just makes absolutely no sense. Now, this is just me. That's my opinion of it. We owe each other nothing but love. So I don't owe a man to go out with him, and the man don't owe me to go out with me. If it happens, it happens. But I think expectations, unrealistic, and entitlement it's something that we have an issue with, and just that microwave, that quick, just like that, just like that, just like that. So that she was on point. I'm glad you put her up.
And no type of nurturing, no type of marinating, no type, just put the barbecue ribs on there in 15 minutes. Okay, dinner's ready. I mean, no.
It's
You
wrong.
eating raw meat.
You eating raw meat. Yes, Lord.
Yes,
Lord.
I mean, it has to take some time.
Yes.
And like I said, everything's so quick nowadays. As far as, you meet, let's start. Go ahead, evangelist. Go ahead, evangelist.
Lord. I'm just Kirsten. I promise you I am. I'm
evangelist.
I'm gonna read this real quick. I'm gonna have to read this because this is where a lot of the microwave comes from, especially in old school church. 1 Corinthians 7, 8, and 9. I say therefore to the unmarried and widows, it is good for them if they abide even as I. But if they cannot contain, let them marry, for it is better to marry than to burn. Now listen.
Uh-oh.
So you get this relationship, and then you get all hot in your seat, and then the pastor say, "Oh, you got to get married right away," but you ain't took the time to get to know that person at all. Now, this is a part of that microwave society because you done got into this mindset place of, if I don't get married, then and I mess up, then here I am in a society where I'm going to church and I'm going, if I don't marry, if I don't do what I gotta do, then I'm going straight to hell. Okay, listen. Get to know that person. You don't know nothing about that person. You ain't took the time to get to know them. You don't know if they are axe murderer, and you don't know if they lived over in Florida somewhere and they got kicked out the church for molesting. You don't know nothing about that person, but you gonna run because your bottom half wanted to control your mindset. So you decided you want to run on and get with somebody that you didn't even know because you listening to what 1 Corinthians then told you. Check this out. Get to know who you dealing with. Stop running because somebody done told you that the Bible said. I'm going to tell you just like this. Just like it said married is better than married in the burn, the Bible says that you can also repent. I'm not saying go and do it. I'm saying that you can repent if you do it.
That's right. Go on, Arch. Go on, Arch.
Don't get into a position where you done got beat for years. You getting beat and you getting into a situation where you don't even understand because you was trying to get married so you wouldn't burn. Come on now. Be real with yourself. Love yourself first. Get to know who you're fooling with. And I'm not just saying it's men, because women is cuckoo crazy just like a man is. Hello? Be real. Let's be real with ourselves. And that is what the microwave society situation is right now. We got to be careful. I understand. Yes, we love our pastors. We love them. They're going to preach. The word is in there. The Bible says to show your study, to show yourself approved. He ain't got to, the pastor ain't got to tell you what the word said. Read it for yourself. But understand, at the end of the day, you got to deal with whatever you decide to do. If you go and run and marry somebody and you don't even know who you done married, love yourself first. Get to know who you're dealing with. You ain't got to be taught that. You can read it for yourself. Okay, I'm done. I done got stirred up.
Is it time for offering? Is it time for offering now?
Well, hold up. Angela Madison says, you got my giftfly offering on the way. So, oh boy. We got a question for the panel, you know, and either one of y'all can answer it, but y'all can take turns of answering it. But I definitely want Tamara to go first with this one, though. And she'll know why. Okay. Pat Smith asks, what is the purpose of dating, in your opinion? I personally believe in, quote, intentional dating for marriage only. Maybe because I've been married before. Evangelist Miles?
Okay. Well, for me,
Yes,
the
ma'am.
purpose of dating is to get to know a person or people. I don't date with the same intention that you would, Pat, because marriage is not something that I'm looking forward to doing, you know. So I think people have different purposes for why they date. But for me, at the end of the day, it's all about spending time with someone. I have no expectations. I'm not entitled to anything, neither is he. If it moves forward, it moves in the place in the space that we desire for it to move in. So that's my take on the purpose of dating.
My take on dating, it depends on my purpose. And I'm just going out to have a nice time, to spend quality time, to get out the house. It's just plain and simple. And if I already know the person, hey, we just having a good time. If this is a first date, then yes, I'm getting to know the person. I'm just going to try not to turn it into a job interview. I'm not going to ask a bunch of questions. Well, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Those asinine questions we like to ask. Do you want kids or whatever? No. When I date, well, yeah, I do date with a purpose. The purpose is to have a good time. That's the purpose right there. The purpose is to get out the house. The purpose to try something new, go somewhere new. The purpose is eat till my belly gets full. That's the purpose right there. That's my purpose of dating. I'm not gonna bother the evangelist though. She already done said the line. I'm not gonna bother her. Unless she want to, I ain't gonna bother her though. But
You talking to me?
yes, ma'am. I was talking to you.
So,
Uh-oh. I put it back
so
up there. Okay.
it's for me, the purpose of dating, like you said, Mike, like you both, is to get to know that person.
Mm-hmm.
Intentional dating is fine if that's what you're looking for. When you this I only want to date if you're ready to marry. He gonna run fast, sis. I'm gonna just let you know now. He gonna run. Um, I get it. I understand it, but we have to be careful about that word intentional dating. I just wanted to read this real big. Is being intentional is about bringing a commitment, focus, or attention to something that is important to you. So obviously marriage is important to you, which is fine. If you want to be intentional, every day you need to be clear and upfront about what you want to achieve and then take that action on achieving it. So you go, we sit here and you want to go from here to here. That's another microwave situation.
That's good.
You understand what I'm saying? You have to be careful with what happened in between that time.
Yeah.
Why would we put ourselves in a position to be married so quickly? When you know that marriage is your end result, but you haven't gotten an opportunity. I go back once again to get to know that person, to be in that place. The purpose of, we gotta be able to date. We gotta be able to get to know that person. You got to know their summer, spring, winters, and their falls. There was a life that he lived before he got to where he is right now. Do you know anything about that life? I know somebody, they married. I was listening the other day. They married someone and they had never met their families. Look, one of my guilty pleasures. I watch Family or Fiance. That's one of my guilty pleasures. Y'all judge me if you want to, whatever. But I was watching the show from the other night, and they had been together 3 years, and he had a daughter that she had never met. Why would you be together for 3? Why would you be together for 3 years when he has a daughter that you have never met? You got to understand, there's a purpose in dating, there's a purpose in preparing, there's a purpose in getting married. We have to understand that you got to put yourself in a position to know that it is godly purpose. God said that we would be married, but he did not say to rush into anything to get there. We can't rush into this, people. Love yourself first. Come on. You got to find out, you got to get to know that person. You know, you're probably marrying somebody, they've been in. Look, I had a friend, let me just tell you, my daughter's godmother is a correctional officer. And she said she was talking to this one guy, and he immediately said, well, I did prison for 20 years. And she said, nope, I'm not going to date you. I'm sorry. Thank you very much. I'm not going to date you. She said, because I'm going to tell you right now, I see it every day. If they ain't giving, they're receiving. That's all I'm going to say. All right. But you ready to marry him? Okay, bro. Well, now we on the down low. Okay, I'm sorry.
Right, and like you say, you don't know. So I don't know what are you rushing?
But you ready to marry him?
So
okay,
what I say is, are you trying to get married because you love him, or are you trying to get married so you can have sex? So I've always wondered that. So you would rather marry somebody that you don't know, so you can have legal sex, as opposed to, if you're gonna abstain. If you're gonna have sex. Whatever. But don't throw your life away for someone just because you want to be married, and you don't even know who you're marrying, but you got their title, you got their last name, you are a wife. I'm not even that interested in that. I got a title.
And you know what? Sometimes most of the time it's not even about sex. It's about stability. It's about loneliness. It's about all there's more than just sex, because sex is only 1/3 of a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
That get old and
I
tired
can agree
too.
with that.
That get old and tired too. Relationship, men and women that have been married for 50 and 60 years, trust me, that ain't what they've been doing every day, all day long.
Yeah, I can agree
That
with
ain't it.
that.
I can pull some ones in. My aunt and uncle, they've been married 47 years. Y'all know y'all got them family members out there. Sit down and talk to them sometime. Trust me, sex
Yeah.
ain't what's happening in the bedroom right now. And they in their
Right.
60s, 70s, and 80s. Now, I ain't gonna say not all of them ain't, but it's a lot of them out there that look. It is what it is. But let's just be real.
Mm-hmm.
We want to satisfy the loneliness. You know,
Right.
being alone but not lonely is totally different. It's two
Yeah.
totally different things. You have to understand the concept and the reality of loneliness and being alone. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna stop now. I love y'all. All right.
Well, well, well. Keena says we don't communicate with each other. Also, there is a general lack of respect. We do need to learn how to interact in our interpersonal relationships. The art of just sharing ideas is lacking. And I think that's a big part right there. And it just simply kind of goes along with what Kirsten just said, though. At what point do you exchange ideas? At what point do you realize that your idea can help my idea, or my idea can help your idea? Or do our ideas are compatible to each other?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know, and kind of almost go back to the topic. Uh, is teaching in dating and relationship necessary? There's some of these steps, and again, I said at the beginning, some of us old birds kind of messing up with this. We mess up. You know, we got some good ones in here tonight. Lady Ty says, sadly, many people are accustomed to living in fake space they have created for themselves based on who they want people to believe they are, and are reluctant to really be transparent in getting to know someone. I'm going to read that part again. And they are reluctant to really be transparent in getting to know someone. Then they want to start a relationship based on expectations of what they immediately desire, and not willing to cultivate and build a foundation.
Because without a foundation, the house will
Yes,
fall.
yes,
Exactly. It's built on
yes,
dirt.
I'm just
yes.
saying.
It'll wash away. It'll wash. And you know what? That's the thing with a friendship. If things don't work out, but you've established a friendship, you have that to fall back on. If you don't have anything to fall back on, you're not gonna weather any storms.
Mm,
So that's my take on it.
mm, mm. Date people who share your same relationship goals.
Right, right. Yep,
That's a big difference.
that's right.
It's a big difference. We have a situation. If you feeling all love and lovey-dovey and butterflies in your stomach, and the air smells sweet and everything, but that person is like, well, let's take our time, and y'all both on different levels, then something wrong right there.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
And the worst thing you can do is force someone in a relationship to be where you are, instead of letting it happen naturally, instead of letting the flow. You know, I hate to use this term, but go with the flow.
That's
How we like to say that. Where are we? What do we consider ourselves? Well, we just going with the flow.
yeah.
Sometimes that's a cop out, then sometimes that's wisdom.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ask me how
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
Okay.
How you know, Mike?
You know, I've enjoyed Kirsten on here. It's bad to see her go. You know that.
You about
Don't
to
don't
kick
don't
me
don't do
out
it. Don't
already?
do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
D. Giles says, once you and someone go on a few dates, you are allowing each other the opportunity to engage in the possibilities of dating with a purpose to grow with each other to another level with time. That's good right there. You got to grow with each other. And Shannon, our good friend Shannon, she need to come back here. But anyway, I think people have different definitions of dating with intent. My only intentions during dating are to find out if I like this person. Absolutely. Initially, I am not thinking about marrying this person. Absolutely again. I'm only thinking about if there's a vibe. Can he hold a conversation? Is there natural chemistry? And that says it right there. You know, because you have some people saying, "Yes, I'm going on a date. I'm looking for my wife." I'm don't know her 5 minutes, and you're gonna scare her off. She may want to get married too, but hey, let's talk about this. You know, uh, you got to talk. Communication is key. Patience is key, and that's where training come in. At you got to have some. I'm gonna say it like this: you got to act like you got some sense. Okay, plain and simple. You got you got to know what to say, when to say it, when not to say it, and how to
Right,
say it.
Yeah.
right.
You could say the right thing, but it could be at the wrong time
Yeah.
and scare folks off. You know.
Yeah, you ain't lied about that. Because that's one of the big things, especially in the church, um, where a man, if I'm not going to, I can't talk to her if she doesn't look a certain way, if she
Mm,
doesn't walk a certain way, if she doesn't talk a certain way, or she's not humble enough, or she's not quiet enough, or she's
mm,
not loud enough, or she's not whatever. And don't get me wrong, everybody has their own um valid list,
mm-hmm,
and that's fine. You have your list. We all have a list of something that we are particularly looking for, but you never know what you're missing out on because the list is being checked instead of getting to know that person and know who they are, because they might have 9 of the 10 things you're looking for, but because they don't have that 10th thing, you've crossed them off the list. You know, we have to, and the only way that you can find out those things is to get to know them, because
yes.
the first thing, we have the law of attraction. So the first thing you do is looking at that person, and okay, and so are you attracted to that person? And then, but if you looking at that person and you're attracted to them and they ain't never opened their mouth, or you ain't never had a conversation with them, you don't know what you done ran into.
Mm,
You know what I'm
mm,
saying? You
mhm.
don't know if they articulate. You don't know if they got good sense. You don't know if their house is clean. You don't know if they like to cook, wash dishes, wash their butt. You don't know none of that. You I'm just saying. Seriously. You
You
don't know.
sure
They
right.
could be covering the smell up with perfume. You ain't did that. Hey, you don't know.
Mhm.
Come on. Seriously. You don't know. You don't know. And I don't think that you need teaching to get to know that. You just need to get to know. Open your mouth and having conversation to get to know a person is what brings about dating. I don't believe that you need to be taught to date. I,
Right.
I I think there's things that just can come
Mm,
naturally.
mm-hmm.
It naturally happens.
Yeah.
Where you can have conversations and be open and understand each other, because the first thing you're going to do is the attraction. What are you attracted to? Because I
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm attracted to is not always attracted to me.
Right.
Mm.
And
Right.
Say that.
and vice
Say
versa.
that.
Just seriously, but we get in the church and I went to the pastor, I just can't. Well, I know that brother over there, and that's a good brother. Y'all need to go on and get married, and that's a good brother. And you sitting up there, he didn't talk about that's a good brother, but did you have that conversation with that brother about what he did in his past?
Uh-oh.
You know what I'm saying? Come
Mm-mm.
on. I know marriage is honorable. I get that marriage is honorable and should be pursued, but not rushed into. I agree with you wholeheartedly. It should not be rushed. It should never be rushed.
Right.
And it was this concept I heard called where one of the biggest reasons some relationships fail is people fall prey to lust blindness.
Ooh,
Mm.
that's good.
Lust blindness.
That's good.
Mm.
In other words, hey, that person physically got everything in the right places,
Mm-hmm.
look good, everything. They open their mouths.
Mm-hmm.
They got the IQ of a bag of doorknobs or something like
Lord
that.
have mercy.
You
Not a
know,
bag of doorknobs, but
yeah, I mean, and ask me how I know. Okay, and again, I'm trying to tell you, she looked good, got the curves, got everything. Yeah, this after party stuff, y'all, but everything. And then the thing about it is, this person ain't really right for you.
Mm.
You see the red flags. These ain't red flags. These are red banners. These are
Uh-oh.
red
That's
billboards.
lying. That's
Yes, you
lying.
see it. Them banners the airplane be dragging around when they fly. You see
Mm-hmm.
those though. But no, this person look
Mm-mm.
good though. And guess what? You soon pay for it. You knew better. Like they always say, once you know better, you ought to do better. You know, that's all I can say right there. D. Giles say, just like after the first day, they fool talking about I'm gonna take you to meet mama because I think I love you. Boy, bye.
You ain't lied about that. That you ain't lied. You ain't lied. I have to tell you, Di, that happened to me one time. The guy, he seen me for the second time. The second time, and he said, "Look at me in my eye. I love you." I started laughing in his face. Boy, this the second time you see me. If you don't go sit down somewhere, I can't.
it was probably love at first sight, Kirsten.
No, no.
Well,
Girl, you
Ask
done
me,
damaged that
ask me,
man.
are we still dating? Yeah,
That
no.
man is damaged.
Well, he be all right.
well,
He'll
well,
be.
you are a good looking woman. You
Yeah, I
know,
hear that.
he that's a natural.
No,
Okay,
no. Love, love,
yes,
love,
ma'am.
love don't love don't live like that. I'm sorry.
I understand. I understood.
Love
Door,
don't live like that.
Doors and K. Joe is coming correct tonight.
Look, I can't.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Keita says, stop forcing it. Yep, nobody likes to be on somebody's chick list, like on a slave block. Ooh, to the highest seller. Forcing
Mm-mm.
situations and your expectations on people
Never
never,
work.
ever, ever, never
I seen something
work.
that Teresa has said about what did
Um,
Teresa say? I want to date someone that at least wants to get married someday. I'm
mm-hmm,
not saying it's going to be me they marry, but we'll date to see if we are compatible
mm-hmm,
and want some of the same things.
mm-hmm,
See where it goes. I agree.
mm-hmm.
And right, it should be organic. And I agree. Yeah, you want to know if that's their intention, if that's the direction that they're going in, but
Yeah.
you don't want to marry them tomorrow, you know. Come
I
on.
know. I know. Is that Tasha says many times people preferences impede their purpose. Let me read that again. Many times people's preferences impede their purpose.
Mm-hmm.
They will say they desire a relationship and are expecting perfection. Relationships/marriage are never perfect, no matter how wonderful you think you are.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's what you just said. There you go, right there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We
I
hear you.
agree.
We hear you, T. Jones. We hear you.
And you know what? And a lot of people, because of rejection, um, a lot of people, men and women alike,
Mm-hmm.
because I have to, I speak for the women just like I have seen dealing with men, because they've dealt with rejection so often because of what forever reason. They short, they tall, they big, they small, they, you know, hurt, broken, whatever it is. The, um, if they don't heal from that rejection, then they'll just throw it off on the next person. And so then they're constantly wondering, why am I not in a relationship? Why is it this keep happening to me? Oh, I like her. And then you throw out you put your best foot forward. So you I like him, I like her, I put my best foot forward. And then 3 months down the line, because I tell everybody, wait till you get to that 3 month time span, and then you're gonna start finding out a whole lot more about that person, because they're gonna put their best foot forward in the beginning. And then when they get to know, they start to become comfortable. And as they become comfortable, then they start letting the other sides, I said sides, plural.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then when those other sides begin to show, then you get 6 months in. By 3 months, you already know. By 6 months, you better look at here. Look, some of them, you know, we got that three that those 4 seasons. Shoot, you done found out 2 of them seasons in 6 months. Trust me, you done found them out, and you might have found all 4 out by that time. I'm just saying.
Oh, okay.
saying.
Uh Sister Chambers says, I have to turn down anyone who calls me by sexual physical names and not my name. If they start off the gate with that, then that's an immediate red flag right there. Shannon says a lot of relationships fail also because people are more comfortable wearing a mask than showing their true selves.
That's true.
We're insecure, impatient, and illogical. Let me put a pin right there. You know, you can wear a mask maybe 30 days. You get what I'm saying? Maybe. You can wear it 60 days. Maybe. 90 days you can, but that mask is kind of wearing off now. You get what I'm saying?
Getting
The rubber
comfortable.
band and broke. You had to replace it. You got
Yeah.
holes coming, the paint peeling off though. You can
Mhm.
only put on a facade for so long
That's
Right.
Yeah.
before at least one of those seasons starts showing, you
Mm-hmm.
know. And like I said, all 4 of them might pop out. You never know. You never know. So, yeah, you got to be careful with that. And Marcus say, Nina, I seriously don't want love at first sight to be literally love to death. Ooh, I know what he's saying. That's something right there.
Mm-hmm.
And Leslie said, don't waste your time. When folks show you who they are, move on. What are
Move
you
on.
waiting? Mm-hmm.
Move on.
Yes.
That
Yes.
red flag, that flag be like this. It be windy. You be still trying to see, be trying to.
I know.
Okay, wait. No.
I know. That's something, y'all. That is something. Yeah, move on. Move on, though.
Mm.
Yeah. But guess what, folks?
About
Yes.
that time.
We out of time. It's the top of the
About
hour.
that time, yo. Time to make that change.
Come on.
We can do it.
It's been good tonight.
It
Let
was good.
Let me get with these announcements. Coming up next at quarter after the hour, we're going to have our after party. We may continue this discussion. We probably will. And we talk about some other things and probably talk about the, what was that we had Saturday? The 7-day challenge. You know, we got a lot to talk about tonight. So join us at 15 minutes after the hour. I'm going to post the link up and y'all can come in and join us. And then come Saturday at, 10:05 Eastern time. Join us for Saturday Night Social. There's an extended after party. We have a good time. We laugh, chuckle, talk about this, talk about that, even play some trivia every now and then. So come on in and join us. We had a fantastic time last Saturday. And hey, make some new friends. You don't know who you might meet. And then next Tuesday, Lord's willing, it starts all over again for another thrilling, mind-boggling edition of SBC Tuesday Talk. So come on in and join us. Well, it's been good. I enjoyed y'all two beautiful ladies here. So it's been wonderful. It's been great as always. A pleasure. It's been my honor and pleasure with working with y'all, though. So thank you all for being here. Thank you all for your support. Thank you, ladies, and thank you all for everything. Until next time, see y'all later. Bye, y'all.
Bye-bye.
Oh, I feel for my brother. Feel for my brother. You know, a lot of my brothers are dead or gone, but they've been hanging on the block a little too long. What can I say? I hope they live to see a brighter day. And the ones that are doing fine, God bless you, 'cause you're doing fine. At the end of the day, don't forget about me. As days turn to weeks, and weeks turn to years, oh, I feel for my brother. And as time passes by, I see you're not satisfied. Oh, I feel for my brother. Feel for my brother. The street life used to be on, straight up hustling till the break of dawn. Taught me how to do wrong right. Everything is tight, but somehow things started to change. Try to get us straight up out of the game. You couldn't see what I saw. The empire was starting to fall, and everything that I said never seemed to get